It's no secret that Fridays, or Discoveries of the Week, are my favorite episodes of this program. You're going to see why in a moment, because Tom just gave me a preview of his Discovery of the Week as we talk about Renegade Leaders. All that and more on today's Antidote. And I said today twice.
Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Hey, Tom.
Good morning, Bob.
I didn't see the intro run. All I saw was the slide.
It definitely ran. I heard it.
Okay, I'm in my car and it does weird things. So, I can't even. Can you do it? Try it.
Nope, cannot.
Okay. Way to sell out for the program.
That's fair enough. I'll do that. All right, everyone. Good morning and welcome to this edition of Today's Antidote, our daily.
Yeah, I fell into the today's today.
I wondered if you did that intentionally. I was trying to figure that out.
No, it just I was focused on what I was saying, not what and I will never, ever, ever, ever name anything I do with the word today. That word is out for me because it makes it very hard to talk about today's antidote today.
So the Today Show was not an effective decision that someone once made.
Okay, that's probably the exception that proves the rule. But they also have Al Roker. You know, if we had Al Roker, we'd be amazing.
We'd be different.
Can you imagine Al Roker on here with us?
Okay, that's the new bar that's been set. How do we get Al Roker to come on as a guest? We haven't had a whole lot of guests.
We have not.
We'd have to come up with the right topic for Al to come and speak about. I don't know. We'll have to work on it. There is another show called This Morning.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think it has its place. You just have to think a little differently as you prepare for that introduction.
Wait, what do you mean prepare? Was I supposed to prepare?
You could.
This is new.
It's an option you could consider.
All right, I'll put it in the hopper and see what comes out.
Maybe that's your discovery for the week.
And I should prepare for this program. Almost 600 episodes later. It'll take a whole new turn at 600.
We're closing in on that number, which is crazy to think about. Yeah. Anyhow, everyone, welcome and good morning to today's Antidote, our daily broadcast and podcast. And as Bob mentioned, Fridays are his favorite show because we get to share our discoveries of the week around our conversation we've been having all week about Renegade Leaders. And we look forward to maybe hearing what your discovery is. So please feel free to share that in the comments as we go through this. Maybe you don't want to share it in the comments here. You can go to our Ring of Renegades Facebook group where there will be a post today asking you to share your discoveries of the week. And then you can share it, whether about being a renegade leader or something else that you've discovered that you think will add value to others in the group to help them take their next step along their own unique pathway to success. Before we dive into that, though, we are going to do our celebrations. Bob, what are you celebrating today?
I am celebrating that it is National Donut Day.
Ooh.
I like donuts. I try not to eat them much now, but there was a period in my life. Have you ever had the Entenmann's chocolate-covered cake donuts?
Yes.
Okay. There was a period in my life where I would eat those every single morning.
Healthy diet.
And the best thing was every now and then, if you went to the convenience store, the 6-pack would have 8 in it for the same price.
Bonus.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we're talking little round donuts. We're not talking huge donuts, but yeah, I love a good like yellow or white cake donut covered with chocolate. Oh, my mouth waters thinking about it.
What's your favorite
donut?
My favorite donut is
can't be jelly.
No.
I know how you are about fruit and stuff.
It's not yet. So my favorite donut, there is a local grocery store here called Growls in the greater Baltimore area. And their donuts are not only massive, they're very rich. So they have like almost like a whipped cream filling in a cake donut with chocolate on top. Can't beat it. Now, I would argue that people maybe have heard of Krispy Kreme, maybe a little more than Growls. Laundry's done.
I was going to say, should we be ducking for a tornado? It looks bright behind you. But
yeah, no, we're doing all right. So Krispy Kreme has one as well that has like a little, Krispy Kreme usually has like a sugar glaze over all of it.
Yep.
So that adds a little additional punch, and they're smaller. So that's, why they would probably rate second as a white sort of cream, almost whipped cream frosting filling with chocolate on top. Can't be.
Wow. You made me realize that there's a donut, a bakery in Baltimore that makes just a regular like glazed donut, but they cut it in half and put marshmallow filling in it.
What is it with marshmallow filling in Baltimore?
That they put them on snowballs. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand that.
It's a Baltimore thing. We like our marshmallow.
It is a Baltimore thing.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. So my celebration today is, I think it's going to be that sometimes things get done that we aren't expecting that they're going to get done. So my middle daughter, I know we celebrated my eldest daughter's birthday yesterday. Or at least I did. My middle daughter was supposed to graduate from college, and she actually graduated in 2020. Okay. So she was there at the start of the pandemic when they were all sent home, said, go home for spring break and we'll see you in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think they extended it initially to 4 weeks and said, all right, we'll come back after 4 weeks. Well, that never happened. Now they did have a ceremony, which was nice. And they are they are doing a ceremony this weekend where they've invited the graduates of 2020 to come back, have a little bit of a senior week, a shortened senior week, Wednesday to Sunday, stay in the dorms, and actually have their commencement ceremony on campus. And so we are going up to celebrate.
That sounds like a giant party.
Yes. I'm sure they will be probably very happy that they don't have to do this every year. Well, they kind of do it for reunions, but they're usually 5 years out. So they're a little, I don't know what the correct word is. So anyhow, we're going back to celebrate that. And I appreciate that the college made the choice to do that, even though it's 2 years. So that my youngest son actually walked across the stage before my middle daughter did, which will forever, I think, be a bone of contention for her. And It will be unique. So that's just how you look at it.
Nice. Well, and I guess our big celebration, our national celebration today has to be National Donut Day. And I understand that if you go to Dunkin' today, you can get a free donut if you buy a beverage.
Interesting. Isn't it usually the other way around? Buy a donut and they usually give you a free cup of coffee?
I guess for National Donut Day. I mean, isn't it really 6 to 1 and a half dozen of the other?
Yeah, I guess.
Which, by the way, 6 or a half dozen of donuts. Yes, now we're talking. Call me up. I'll eat one of them.
Have you eaten 6 donuts at a time before?
No. 3.
Well, didn't you say you ate the little Entenmann's?
They're small, though.
But they're called donuts, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
I've had 8 of those at a time.
Which is kind of like, actually, if you put all 8 of those together, it might equal the size of a Growls donut. Just say.
Wow. I'm gonna have to check this out.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the topic. Otherwise, it's going to be like our cooking show.
It's a good idea. Renegade cooking, renegade recipes.
Renegade recipes.
Have our own book. All right, enough.
Because we need another book topic.
Because we do. We need to work on the ones we've already been thinking about. Anyhow, so all week long, we've been talking about renegade leaders. And if you are uncertain of how we might define what they are, you can go back and listen to Monday's episode where we talked about it. Tuesday, we talked about why it's important. Wednesday, we talked about the benefits. And yesterday, I thought we had a really interesting conversation around the challenges of being a renegade leader and having renegade leaders in your organization. So today, we are going to share our discoveries of the week.
And Tom's laundry is done.
And the laundry is done. Oh, that's annoying. All right.
Tom got up early and did the laundry, apparently.
It's not my laundry.
Okay.
I usually turn that function off so that it's not going off. So, Bob, what's your discovery of the week?
I think my discovery of the week is I didn't fully understand the friction and pressure that a renegade leader puts on an organization until on Thursday's program you were talking through a situation, and it resonated for me in a new way. And I'm not saying I did anything wrong. I'm not saying I did anything bad. I didn't see the scope. I didn't see the scope of my effects on an organization. And not that I would change it. Not that I don't even think I could. But, I think part of the challenge for a renegade leader is, do you jump into something or do you move it along slowly? And I tend to be a jump into something and try to get it changed really fast. And I'm starting to see that slow and steady is the way to get to what your ultimate goal might be.
Maybe. Well, it's interesting as you look back on that time. How do you feel about it? Because you said you were thinking about your role.
I feel like I made a huge difference with the organization. I don't think the organization recognized that very well in the moment and in afterwards. So I was telling you before the program, some of the things I did with this organization, they continue to use. And it's made a profound effect. And I think what I've had to realize over the years is that might be all you get as a renegade leader, is recognition in your own mind that, yeah, you know what? I made a difference there.
Okay. And
I feel like some coaching is coming on.
No, I just have questions about that.
Okay.
Some of the things you shared, it's interesting that you shared that you didn't think the organization understood the value that you provided. And then you shared that they're still doing some of the things that you did. Maybe it's the organization did understand it, and why as an organization they continue to do those things. There may have been some individuals within that organization who may not have seen the value.
Right.
And I think it's one of those things that as we were talking about this a little bit before the show, that in how results change. Like when you left that organization, there was probably an immediate result that you had or felt and probably stayed for a while until you had the chance to think differently. Your perspective may have been impacted by the conversation we had yesterday, which has maybe changed the way you look at the results.
Yes.
Or the impact, not even the results of your time there. And I think that's one of the things that I think about in this whole idea of a renegade leader is I don't know that the renegade leader is looking for the recognition. I think they're looking for the impact. And that so often, and not always, but often, the people who get recognized are the people who stick around a long time. And they'll receive their watch. They'll have spent 30 years there and have had an impact. I'm not placing any judgment value on the impact that long-term employees who've stayed with an organization have. And I think that there is a significant impact that those who come in add their value and for one reason or another leave. So that, and I think sometimes that is not seen in the same way, even though the impact may be as significant as the person who was there for years and years and years. That it's not really about time, it's about impact. We just lost your screen. Oh, there you go.
Sorry. I don't know why my phone was ringing. It shouldn't be, but it was.
And I think that that's one of the things that
we got it all going on today.
I think that's one of the things that makes it so hard for some people as they look back on their experiences. I didn't get the gold watch. I didn't get the 30-year retirement party. And yet the organization is still doing many of the things that I implemented when I started. And I think if you're a renegade leader, you're okay with that. You're okay with the fact that it's not about, the things that are done to benefit our ego. It's about the things that are really done to impact the organization.
Right.
And while that is hard to see in the moment, I think when you start asking yourself different questions, you can start to see it as results, and the way you see your results change.
I like that. Wow. My head is spinning. This has been a really powerful week. I went back and watched Tuesday's episode, and it really jumped out at me. If you haven't watched all 5, folks, this is really one of those weeks. We're all renegade leaders, whether we accept it or not. And I think there's a lot of opportunity that sometimes we squander, or sometimes we just don't realize is available to us. So
is that your discovery of the week?
That is. Yep.
I think the other thing that I wanted to add, and this maybe is my discovery of the week, although I don't know, I'll reserve judgment. Maybe what I shared earlier was my true discovery
there you
of the
go.
week.
Tom Brush, discoveries of the week. It's discoveries. We each have one. You have like 3 now each week.
I know. Sorry. Sometimes I have a hard time making up my mind.
Okay.
I think that also one of the challenges that that even renegade leaders can sometimes fall out of that role when they get in certain positions based on results. And
Yes.
then things start to change. And when that renegade leader who came in and was trying to do things became very comfortable with their position, with the role, with the title they've been given. And rather than seeing others who may have been like them when they first started, true renegade leaders, they see them as threats rather than as benefits. It's the whole interesting conversation of when you hire people, do you hire people who have more skills than you and know that is going to create some challenges and at the same time going to create huge opportunities? Or do you hire differently someone who is looking to be led? And I think that means there are likely going to be less challenges and also less opportunities.
Yep.
And so I think as a true leader, you can choose whether you want to be a leader or you want to be a renegade leader. And I think that a renegade leader goes out and finds those people who bring different value, and that value is going to cause the renegade leader, to be impacted likely significantly. And I think that when they are impacted significantly, the organization is going to be impacted significantly. And I think that the value of that creates real opportunity. And again, if you're the renegade leader and the organization decides that someone that you've hired may be differently suited for that role, that's okay. And like you said yesterday, it may have reached your point where it's time for you to step away and let someone else come in. And it's interesting, I was thinking about that. I actually had this thought when I left the job I was at Binghamton. I've been there for 10 years and felt like I added value, made a difference in the organization, had impact. And I also sort of felt like that maybe my time there was up, that I had done what I could do and risked becoming too comfortable and maybe not being willing to think and be like a renegade. And so it was time for me to move on and allow someone else to come in with a brand new perspective, knowledge, and experience to take the organization to different levels. And I think that's a helpful thing for us to recognize as renegade leaders, that there may come a point when we have done what we can do. And now we have the opportunity to take what we have gained, what's real for us has changed, and then go and share that with other organizations.
I like that. I think we're going to have to stop here, Tom, because I know there are some people listening to this on their earphones or earbuds or in their car, and that laundry sound is really stark. So
yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good.
All right. Well, thanks so much, everybody, for being with us. If you have a discovery of the week you'd like to share, please feel free to put it in the comments, or you can go to the Ring of Renegades Facebook group and share it there. We look forward to hearing what you've discovered and know that it will have impact on each of us as we try to take our next step along our own unique pathway to success. So we look forward to seeing you inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, or we'll see you Monday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time for our next edition of Today's Antidote.
Hey, embrace the renegade in you and go out and be a renegade leader in some part of your life today and this weekend. See what happens.
And should we have a donut?
Oh, have a donut. Yes.
Are you going to have a donut?
One. I'll have a donut. Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should share what our donuts are.
We did that already.
We did?
Didn't we talk about what kind of donuts we like early in the program?
No, I mean, share it in the Facebook group and ask others.
Oh, I could do that. I could do that.
Maybe take a picture of yourself eating a donut.
Okay, I can do that with all the powdered sugar all over me.
No powdered sugar. It's all over the place. Those are not one of my favorites.
All right.
All right, everybody. Go out and have a great day and a great weekend. We will see you soon. Thanks for listening to Today's Antidote, powered by the Renegade Success Network. The Renegade Success Network helps you confidently create your own unique pathway to success. To learn more about the Renegade Success Network and how you can take your next step, follow us on Twitter, connect on LinkedIn, or join the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. For full details on how you can join our community, go to renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Embrace the renegade in you.